Hi, my name's Noah Davis,
I'm Connor Sheehan.
and we're here to talk about the emissions of different types of transport vehicles.
So, combustion is a burning process, such as a campfire. For combustion, there are three main components: the igniter, oxygen, and fuel. The igniter starts the chemical process and is generally used as a flame, friction, or the heat of the sun. And occasionally, it provides additional heat to continue the combustion process. Just like a campfire, oxygen is needed to continue the burning process. Air is generally the most common source used for oxygen. When not enough oxygen is received, carbon monoxide can be released into the atmosphere during the combustion process. Fuel is the substance that is burned during combustion. For a campfire, this would be the firewood. This contains a large amount of potential energy and releases numerous gases through emissions. When the gases are released from the emission into the atmosphere, the greenhouse effect can occur. When this happens, radiation from the sun enters through the ozone layer and it can become trapped when there is an excessive amount of ozone. This process is a main cause of global warming. The term greenhouse gas is used to describe any gas that damages the ozone layer. Many greenhouse gases do not damage the ozone layer directly, but can prevent the ozone layer from being repaired. Gasoline is a commonly used fuel for combustion processes. There are many greenhouse gases that are released through emissions in the combustion of a gas. Some of these greenhouse gases include steam, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. Although gas engine efficiency has increased over the years, there is still a pretty low ceiling for how efficient they can become. Currently, the average gas-powered engine has a thermal efficiency of around 20%. The most efficient modern-day engines have a maximum thermal efficiency of around 35%.
Electric vehicles replace the combustion process with electricity straight from an internal battery to power the motor. And while this technology has been around since the 1800s, it has not been explored thoroughly until more recently. So this allows for a lot more opportunity for improvement in the future. The electricity used to charge electric vehicles comes from mostly coal power plants. Since coal is made of almost entirely carbon, the emissions will contribute directly to the greenhouse effect. Cars will average about 129 grams of CO2 equivalent per mile when you account for how much CO2 is needed to charge it. So let's compare standard vehicles with electric vehicles. Rachel Nealer says, based on where EVs are sold today in the United States, the average EV driving on electricity produces global warming emissions equivalent to a gasoline vehicle with a 68 miles per gallon fuel economy rating. This means that the fuel economy rating of an electric vehicle is about double of the best cars out there today. Electricity just does not produce as much emissions as compared to combustion emissions from vehicles today. Standard vehicles also have better refuel times as well as more miles traveled on a full tank. So this is more to take into account when comparing the two. The future is bright for electric vehicles. Electric vehicles will become even cleaner as more electricity is generated by renewable sources of energy. In a grid composed of 80% renewable electricity, manufacturing a battery electric vehicle will result in an 84% reduction in emissions from driving, compared with a battery electric vehicle manufactured and driven today. This just shows that the carbon footprint of electric vehicles will get smaller and smaller as more renewable energy sources are used. Comparing that to combustion engines today, it just shows that there is a much higher ceiling to how much better and more efficient these vehicles can become. So let's talk about what you can do to push society towards more efficient vehicles. Now that you've learned about the individual greenhouse gas impact, you should maybe consider making your next vehicle purchase an electric vehicle. To find out more about the greenhouse gas impact of specific electric vehicles in comparison to each other, go to fueleconomy.gov on the link you see around the screen. You can also just further educate yourself and those around you on electric vehicles. And these are some of the sources we use to get all the information you heard about today.